Run, drop it, drop it. Oh crap. So tomorrow's my son's birthday. With all my kids, I try to do some kind of a firework. Typically I'll let them choose the colors and stuff when it comes to the stars. With my son, his choice was shark, which is not a color, and there's no way I can put a shark in the sky, so I'm just gonna do whatever the heck I want. I've got a 1/2 pound whistle rocket with a time delay to 2-inch. This is actually a 1.9-inch mortar. And again, I'm gonna try to make it a semi-quick video, so we'll see if I can actually do that. I'm gonna go ahead and tap this down. This is gonna be the time delay. I'll probably go for a 2-second delay, so I'll do that right now off camera. These are my fines. So whenever I granulate my black powder, I end up with like some really fine crap as well. I don't discard that. I use this for this right here. If it were to be mill powder, then when I pick it up and do that, my fingers would be black. But this is actually granulated black powder. So I'll go ahead and fill this up. I've got a 3 cc, I believe. I'll do it one at a time, and then I'll tap it down. This is a screwdriver that I've cut off the end and fits perfectly down, center right there. I'll add, tap it down, add, tap it down, and I'll measure it out. And we'll probably do like a 2-second delay, maybe even a 1.5-second delay, because the rocket itself has a delay in of itself. So I'll go ahead and do that off camera. So I went ahead and tapped that down into place. If you look at that, it's got a perfect round point to ignite. And then after that, I put this down and I take it and I twist it like so. And I end up putting a center channel. So it ignites to about here. Once it hits there, there's still powder right here with the center channel down the center. So it all ignites and throws fire this way. I essentially turned this into this right here. This right here will burn for 2 seconds and then stop. And then hopefully the fire will travel forward. What I did here is I created a hole to about there. So the fire will burn for about, now it's going to be more like 1.2 seconds. Hit this. This will continue to burn and it'll shoot much more fire up and into the shell. I'll go ahead and next step. So then I went ahead and stuffed black match all the way up into that center channel. We drilled a hole in the mortar, and I'll go ahead and place that in. So I'll press this up. As you can see, there's still a gap there, so I'll press it up until it's flush with the mortar. So right there, it's flush with it. I'll go ahead and put hot glue around that, and if you look at the inside, that's the center channel. It'll throw fire up into the middle. So I glued it. I'm going to wait to attach it so that I can fill the center with stars and a burst charge. So for the stars, I went ahead and chose Better Pearl. I may do a ring of color, I'm not sure, but Better Pearl's a really cool star in of itself. These are pretty big. I anticipate maybe a 3 to 4 second burn time. Maybe it's 3. It always ends up being less than I think. For the burst charge, I'm going to use rice hulls, which is powdered 4:1, ratio of 4 grams of black powder to 1 gram of rice hulls. Let's see if I can open that. And that's what that looks like. And I'll probably use a booster. In this case, I'll use Whistle Mix. Blue Whistle Mix as a booster to give it a little more of an oomph. I want to keep this shell nice and light because if it's too heavy, I'm worried that it'll blow up on liftoff. I launched one of these the other day that exploded. Here it goes. Whoa! That did not. So I want to get this shell to where it's really quite lightweight because it's already at risk of blowing up. I think the reason the other one blew up is I had a slight void in the paper right there. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll place the stars. We'll go for So we'll go ahead and fill the stars. So hard to see, but it's about 1/2 full of stars. I'll fill it to the brim. So it's filled pretty much to the brim all the way around. I'll go ahead and fill it with the rice hulls now up the center. I'll do, let's see, we'll probably go 1/2 full of rice hulls, then I'll throw some whistle mix in there, maybe 3 to 4 grams, and I'll fill it to the brim with rice hulls. So got 3 grams of whistle mix. We'll go ahead and put that down the center. So I put the 3 grams in. We'll fill it to the brim now with rice hulls. So I filled it pretty much to the brim. Now what I'll do is I want to take this paper out, so I'm going to apply pressure to the top and slowly slide the paper out so that this is remaining and pressing against the stars. I'll do this off camera because it's going to be hard to do on camera. So I pulled it halfway. I'll go the rest of the way. Stars are going to want to come up, so I'll press the stars down and slowly pull it up and out. Just like that. Now what I'll do is I'll check the top. So if you look at this shell, I actually drilled a hole in the bottom with the plans to cap this. This hole in the top I'm going to seal it off. I'm going to do this one a little differently. I'm curious to see how it turns out. That way when it flies up and it explodes, it will press the lid off. It will almost act like a mine in of itself, so it'll push the lid off and throw the stars up and out. So that's my plan. Typically, you'd put the time delay right here and then put it on the rocket, but this one I'm going to do a little different. I've never done it this way before, so I'm going to give it a try. Obviously, I'm going to seal this hole off, so I'll go ahead and seal that off with hot glue. Only reason it's there is I cut the hole there with the plans to do it the other way, but I decided to try things differently. So again, I glued the top to seal that hole, and now I will probably hot glue or super glue around the periphery of the lid and press it down into place, maybe using a vise or something like that. What I did is I just put a small ream of hot glue around the periphery, smashed it down, put tape over the top. Again, I'm really going to treat this more as a mine than anything. So this time delay will go right over, hard to do one-handed, that, and meet up flush with the black powder. Just like so. That way it'll whistle, fly, time delay, hit the other time delay of maybe like 1.52 seconds, ignite and blow, and it'll throw stars. It'll throw stars up and out like a mine. So that's the plan. So I centered it, put hot glue around the periphery, and because I like any reason to be able to light off anything, so I'll go ahead and light off some rice hulls, and then we'll light off some whistle mix. This is probably like 1 gram of whistle mix. So we'll go ahead and light off the rice hulls first. And then the whistle mix. Yeah, it was a little close for that one. And I'll go ahead and light off a better pearl. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make something to launch it with. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to drill a hole. Almost all the way to the bottom. See if this works. It should work though, in theory. And then this ought to fit all the way down. Maybe I'll ram it down. I'll drill a hole from the side, like so. Drill the hole in from the side. Then I will fuse it, and I'll put some granulated black powder in there, just like so. And then I'll go ahead and ram this down in, or I'll get one that fits a little bit better. Nope, that actually fits well. So I'll go ahead and ram that down in place. So this is my redneck star launcher. Let's give it a try. So that didn't work. I went ahead and drilled this. I think part of the issue was the amount of distance it had to actually ignite the star. So this one's a lot longer. Drilled it the same way as before, all the way down here, and we have a fuse hole. I'm going to load it again, try it again. I'm also going to use a much more coarse black powder. So we'll go ahead and load that. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's give it a try. I'll go ahead and light it. Usually I'll light the star and throw it, kind of a thing, but this will be kind of nice if I can just have a launcher in of itself. So prototype, we'll see if this works. I think it should. I also chose a star that more freely fits down. It actually just drops right down into place so I don't have to ram it at all. I think between everything I did, I do believe it will work. Let's give it a try. Not loud. So that works really well. So that worked really well, better than I thought actually. So what I'll do is later video, I'll probably do multiple holes of varying degrees. I'll just slowly taper up. And I'll do it in one block of wood. That way I can go ahead and choose. It'll be my star gun. I can go ahead and take any diameter star and make it fit any hole, and then not have to fling stars every single time I do this. So that was pretty cool. So here it is. If you look at it, that's as close to a shark firework as I could make. So I went ahead and just hot glued it on. We fused it, and then I just spray painted it blue. Put some white up here and a sticker on top. So we'll go ahead and send it. Total weight is 149 grams. Run! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Plug your ears! Oh crap. Oh, come on. There we go. Didn't work very well. So one thing I didn't like about that last mortar on the top of the rocket was it blew blind. And so I was trying to diagnose and figure out why it blew blind. I built this pretty much the exact same as the last one. The only difference is this doesn't hang out as far, but it does have maybe a 1 to 2 second delay. Burns all the way up into here, and right at the center is where it's going to throw the fire. I've got rice holes going all the way down, and then better pearl lining the sides. So it's the exact same shell. The only difference is the whistle mix, rather than putting it right in the center, which is where the fire first hits. I put fire running up into the rice holes. It's going to ignite all the rice holes, and the whistle mix is down at the base. So hopefully it will pop and throw the shells up and out. I'm not sure why it blew blind. One hypothesis I have, which is why I made this shell, is to rule it out or in, is that running fire straight to the whistle mix is going to pop too hard and not ignite everything, versus now the fire will run up, hit all of these rice holes, burn fairly evenly until it hits the whistle mix at the base, and it'll give it a little bit more time to ignite the better pearl stars. So we'll see if this one works. This one I'm actually going to set right on the ground. I'm going to do something like this, and then I'll put that right over it like that. I'll set it right on the ground, ignite it, and watch it. I'm also curious to see if it'll act like a mine and throw stars up, or if it'll just freaking explode the whole thing. Biggest thing though is I want to see if it ignites the stars. So that's the goal of this. So there we have it. Fuse ought to go, and that ought to set that off. Maybe a 2 second delay and pop. Again, I want to see if it's going to blow blind or if it will truly ignite the stars. You look good, man. You ready? You gonna be my fireman?
Do army people wear this?
Yeah. You gonna be my fireman?
Yeah.
Okay, pick up the fire extinguisher. Got my fireman ready. You ready? All right. And lighting. Yeah, that worked well. Okay. So hard to see, but that actually stuck down into the grass. What's that, buddy?
What did it do to that?
It's just a mine. That worked really well. You're a good fireman, though. Thanks, dude. So that worked out wonderfully. If you look at it, it actually buried it. It kind of stuck down into the ground a little bit. So, yeah, that worked really well. So it going up and hitting the rice holes and then coming down and hitting the whistle mix at the base. Popped the top. It didn't blow the walls, but it popped the top. Acted almost like a ground mine. That worked really well. So now I know what I did wrong. Or I should say now I know how to do it right.